Okay, it's February the 3rd and just past 11 a.m. and I realize I've been recording some stuff I haven't posted much at all. Maybe Super Bowl Sunday I'll actually put this stuff together between commercials. Anyway, here's kind of the update on where we are. You can see the lima bean plant, the tomato plant, which I'm seriously considering just abandoning at this point. Broom corn really didn't serve any purpose, but it's growing. We've got either chamomile or carrots. I'm not sure which one that is in there. This is stuff that just kind of grew while I wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure which seeds I put in that planter, so we'll see. I'm starting to cut back on the basil because I really haven't been consuming it. So I've put a bunch of basil together in a plastic, one of those things you get your lunch meats in. So I got more basil here, more basil. I'll give you an update in a minute on the planters in the back. Let's see, we got a planter here that seems to only have, looks like one marigold, and something's starting to pop back there. I don't know what it is. We have more of the broom corn, which at this point is only really useful for taking the seeds and planting more broom corn, which is part of the mix on these apartment mix planters. But going back to the outside here, we've got more marigold, kind of looking sickly, I'm not sure. And it looks like maybe chamomile or carrots in there. We've got the tree. It's not doing so much. On the outside we've got the zinnia. And as zinnia, I have cut off the dying flowers, and surprisingly we've got a couple of buds starting, so while there's no flowers right now, maybe within a few days we'll have some flowers. We've got the tribute planter, nothing showing. I put new seeds in there a few days ago. I'm not sure what we're going to get. We've got the big marigold box that has some alyssum in it. Then we got the plant back there, I don't know what it is, and then coming down we've got the second generation on the zinnia. We got more marigold. We've got a stock which actually came from leftover plants from the planters in the courtyard. We've got the tomato, which is still living. Maybe I'll keep this one and get rid of the other, just as an experiment. We've got what looks like it could be chamomile with, surprise, surprise, another broom corn growing in the middle. We got the attempt at the zinnia, not growing anything. We got the lemon cucumber, not growing anything. We got the 3 zinnia seeds that have popped. That's good news. We got a ton of carnation and or stock. We've got the first planter, which you saw a moment ago, apartment planter, if you will, or apartment mix planter, but it looks like it's got, the vast majority of this is broom corn. There's one growing right here. Not sure what that's going to be. Another attempt at the carnation, not doing much. You can see there's not a lot of sun hitting it. We've got the watermelon, take 2, or year 2. We've got the kabocha squash, which we've got 2 of them out of the 3 that I planted that are growing. Those were planted a little over a month ago, so this is that progress. Here's the second of the apartment mix planters. Lots of broom corn, but then if I kind of zoom in there, you'll see that I've got what looks like marigold starting. We got the one remaining stock plant that I picked up in a 6-pack. I should probably transplant somewhere. In fact, actually I have an idea where I'm going to put it. That's it for inside. Let's go see what we got outside. Okay, so here's the broad view. Here's the tables, still doing well. You can see we've got planters hanging around. We kind of walk around what used to be the swimming pool here. Kind of give you an idea in general how these are doing. So this one's looking kind of sickly, but the flower's okay. We've got, oh, I didn't actually cut those off. I was cleaning up the flowers and cutting off, or cleaning up the plants and cutting off the flowers. Alright, hang on a second. Okay, getting back to this. So there's one more. Basically what I've been doing is cleaning them up. The plants basically go into shock when I transplant them. So I guess the lesson learned here is if you're putting up these planters, you want to pick a plant that's probably not going to go into shock. Probably a plant that's used to cascading down. I think these plants are a little confused because they're used to growing up, not down. And if you actually kind of look, if I can kind of zoom in a little bit here, and so you can see we've got some growth here, and so we may have a bud popping out there. So they're basically headed over towards the side, and maybe they'll just come over the side and then try and come up. So we'll see. Just to give you a little bit more, we got this one here. So all the stock looks pretty sick. I may have to figure out how to yank it and put another plant in there with all that dirt already in. That's going to be a chore. That, or maybe I'll get a seedling that's a little bit more worthy of transplanting. This one I really cleaned up and took the flower off because the flower had passed, but there's quite a bit of new growth underneath, so it's doing well. Getting to the big one over here, it's not looking as good, but let me see if I can get you a view from the top. Alright, I'm flying almost blind here trying to capture this, but you can see there's definitely buds in the top. But they've got quite a ways to go before they actually make it up to a point where people can see them. But there's definitely growth on the top. Okay, so that was 6 planters. Now we got the remaining 4. And I said the stock weren't doing so great. Actually, this is probably the best looking one. I really think those leaves just are used to spreading out and letting gravity kind of pull them in this direction, so they're a little confused. So I think it's still alive, it's just not looking wonderful. We got another one over here where I've cleaned it up and removed the flower because it had passed. And basically, same thing over here. One more of the calendula and one more of the stock. So that's all cleaned up as much as I can clean it up, and that's pretty much the update for today. Oh, I should show you the other courtyard real quick. This would be the courtyard where I used to live. Just to give you a little idea, here's another apartment mix planter. Not a whole lot really going on in there. Another plant I can't really identify, but it's living. We get some other plants over here. This was a gift basket to somebody, and we put it up on the wall. We've got this one here, which I don't know what that flower is, but that plant's doing a lot better now. We have another attempt on the zinnias. I think that was planted a long time ago. It's probably useless at this point. And then this weird kind of bushy, whatever it is, that's growing, and I just let it keep growing. We'll see what it turns into. Another big pot with the apartment mix. And we've got one little sprout in there. I think that's the only one. And that's about it for what we got on that one. More volunteers. Don't know what that is. There's a pot full of marigold here, which I have to remember to come over here and clear out the dead flowers, dead head. We've got some other volunteer. I don't believe this is the baby watermelon that the pot says it is, because that plant pretty much died. We've got a pot here with basil and chamomile. That was planted a long time ago, and still surviving but growing very slowly. Ditto, same thing. We got the strawberry plant over here. Okay, so I was on the last plant when the, well, not the last plant, but the memory card filled up. Anyway, here's the strawberry plant. I just wanted to show you we've got some flowers on there. And let's see if I can grab one hand and find, let me just turn this. There we go. If you look in there, you can see a strawberry growing. So that makes me happy on that one. So there's that, and a little bit more later. Just occurred to me this is a pretty good view, so you can see just how far down the dirt is. Now I actually followed the directions on the planter that said to fill it up to 2 inches below the top. Then when I watered it, the dirt all compacted itself. That's all like, what, maybe 60% full? So another little warning for people putting these planters together. Maybe put the dirt in, water, and then fill it with a little bit more dirt before you decide to put the seeds on the top. That way your seeds don't end up that far down in the planter. So you can see it's going to take a while before those seeds actually pop up high enough for people to see them. Okay, my next thing was going to be to show you that I transplanted this one lonely basil plant, so I could kind of keep some basil out of this particular planter. But let's see if we, I don't know if we can capture this on video or not. It's like there was some kind of anthill inside my planter. These guys are going completely crazy. I was digging it up. I was going to try and pull out the old stems and get out the old roots. I don't know what happened. I don't see them over here. Now that they've come out of the planter, I see them working their way over here, over to this planter, going crazy along the edge of this planter, working their way over to this planter. It's just kind of a mystery. I don't know what happened. There must have been a colony in there. It's just weird. Anyway, I guess I'll leave them alone. The other thing is, after I finished everything, I was like, I saw these guys crawling around. I'm like, oh my God, I'm thinking it's going to be all over my arm. There were none of them. I don't get it. It's like I dug in there. They didn't stick to me. I don't know if it's a different species of ant, but usually any kind of ant that's like seeking water, they'll crawl all over you. They don't care. Huh. Don't know. Okay, this is not an advertisement, but I just went in to see what I had for possibly killing ants. I was thinking I could just I'll just spray along the wall here to keep them coming further in, let them go back out to the outside garden. I just want to discourage them, don't really want to kill them per se, but then again, they're sitting there right in my garden. So I went inside to find out what I had, and lo and behold, the former manager left me with this stuff, which I've used before. Is just amazing. Taro ant killer. I don't know if they still make this stuff. I'm going to have to find out, but this was a brand new package. So the idea is you get one of these, you take one of these, they have it on the back, they have a bunch of these, put one little bit there, and let me put that down. Oh, hang on just a second. Okay, then you have this bottle of liquid, and what you do, see, this is not going to be destructive to my garden at all, but it'll take care of the problem. So just pour a little bit on there. Well, okay, it dripped into my garden, but what's going to happen now is these guys are just going to swarm all over this stuff. They're going to take it back to their colony and die. Okay, so just so it's documented, I did plant today this planter with this, and I put it on the edges. Now I got to get my phone. Okay, it's a few days later. It's February 6th. It's let's see, it's a little past about 2:20. Anyway, I just wanted to document this particular planter and the update, because I realized as I was going through the video, getting ready for putting this all up on YouTube, that I went to go get my phone and forgot to come back. So a couple of days later, I've cleaned out the planter, pulled out all the dirt that had been affected by that chemical I put in, and now that's all fresh dirt in there. I have not planted anything in it just yet. Not exactly sure what I'm going to plant. I'm thinking about some small tomato seeds, but I've actually got to order those up. So maybe I'll put in beans for now. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, just wanted to kind of give you an update that I've replaced the dirt, but it hasn't been planted yet. So, and this should go up on YouTube before too long.